Questioning from anybody out here that has any questions for any of the fellas here. You can direct your questions to me and I will direct it back to the fighters. Do I have anybody that has any questions?
Are any of the other gyms going to be on the card in January?
Yes, there will be some other gyms on the card too. Besides these gyms here?
Are these gyms going to be here in January?
Yes, they will be here in January.
All of the fighters that you see?
Here is our fight layout over the next 6 months. We have a show designed for January here, March here, and May here. Those dates are already booked. We will not release the dates until next week, okay? The date in January I will go ahead and release, January 20th. That'll be our pro-am of that time. Our March dates, I will keep them concealed right now until we decide which fighters will be fighting on what cards. I can promise you that as of January 20th, though, there will be 2 guys for sure that will be fighting on those cards, and that card, and that will be Jimmy Roach and Jeremiah Black. He will have his first pro debut. As for their opponents or anybody that we have lined up against anybody right now, we do not have any of that in our vision yet. We are having our matchmaker look into matching up different opponents for these guys for this first round of action. Anybody else got anything?
I got a question for the fighters.
Yes.
What would you tell someone, or when you first started boxing, what would you have told yourself then? Is there anything that you know now that you would have basically laid out to that individual, like, hey, keep your chin down, or keep your hands up? What's basically the most vital piece of information that you know now that you would have?
Jerry is probably the most experienced to answer that
I would have
question.
been like, do some amateur fights first, because I went straight pro.
Yeah.
I just went straight pro. Like I did like one fight, and it was a pro fight for kickboxing, and then I went pro boxing right after that, and that was it. But like also that's also the reason why I do this and why I do so well is because I kind of got thrown in there, so I had to, and I really focused on that 100%. So at the same time, I'm not too mad about it. But if I would have maybe just learned a little more defense first, before I had, because I had like 3 losses on my record almost immediately when I first started boxing, straight up. So I would say do some amateur, learn the fundamentals. I just wanted to do it, make some money, And then I didn't know I had loved it till a little bit later. So.
Oh yeah.
Stay calm and stay relaxed.
Anybody got anything to add to the question?
Don't buy that second cheeseburger.
I have one for the Irish Hurricane. Didn't they say that was your nickname, Irish Hurricane? When's your next match?
To be determined.
To be determined.
I got one, I guess. Several names. Angel. Angel, what do you think will be your biggest goal, changeover, I guess, to say from going from amateur to pro? For your training and stuff.
We're gonna have to work harder. We'll travel a lot more. Go to Texas, see some more sparring, more experienced guys than us, and just keep working harder and hopefully build up a good record.
Thank you.
For Dallas's question, as he just answered right there, that is one of the reasons that we brought these 4 teams together today like that. Is that these guys will probably never fight each other unless it's later on and they're in the same weight division, but the majority of these guys are all in each a different weight division. But we have a team from Arkansas, a team from Tulsa, a team from Springfield, and a team from Grove right here in the middle. Now we're able to do what we did today. These guys are going to be able to spar with these guys a lot more, so you're going to get different looks. Jimmy right now, he's been sparring other than when Daniel comes up, Jeremiah. Jeremiah has only Jimmy, and that's the same thing that we all go through in a gym. We need different sparring, and right now that's one of the goals that we pull together is that, we've even got some other clubs up in Springfield that we're working with too that will do the same thing. And sparring is the main objective for everybody. Do you not agree?
So sparring partners better.
Anybody else have any questions?
Jim,
Yes.
what are you doing to grow the boxing name here in the local area?
Right now, what we're doing, we've got some things that we're working on that I haven't talked about today, and that is the youth and to do with USA Boxing. I am a proud supporter of Amateur USA Boxing, always have been. There are several coaches out here today that do the same thing. You put in a lot of time, and you don't get paid for it, trust me. You do a lot of things that you wouldn't think, but it's the love of dealing with those kids. I've got some boys over here that, a young man that is coming to my gym and we're coaching. He's got some young kids that I love having them there. They're a joy to have in the gym. They're a little ornery, but I'm gonna tell you what, they're tough little boys and they're gonna make good fighters. But what we have going right now, and I'll let this out in the press conference, is I have spoke to a few schools that's around in the area. And as you all know, in Oklahoma, money is a problem with schools, correct? Well, what would happen if a school was able to put on an amateur event and fill some of the gymnasiums like what Claremore has and Jay has? You all know how nice a facility Jay School has, right? It'll seat 1,500 people. Well, you know, $10 a lick for an amateur show, that's a pretty good chunk of change that they can bring. Well, I have talked to the Jay School, and Kit, who is a teacher down there, they have already created the beginning of the Jay Boxing Club. It is going to get a membership. Right now, they're going to be working with the Grove Boxing Club, but it's going to become a USA Boxing Club. I have also just got done in talks with the Afton School, who's doing the same thing. I have a lady that is in one of my ladies' classes that is a school teacher over there. Her and I are going to be teaching classes on Wednesdays and Fridays over there in the evening. We have two other smaller schools. I will not mention them. They're locally. They only go to the 8th grade, and they're going to be working with us. I have a couple other schools that are in Ottawa County that are smaller schools that used to be in the old Lucky 7 district. They're going to be doing the same thing. And the goal of this is to generate enough interest in boxing in the Ottawa County, Delaware County, Craig County area that we can start having larger and bigger boxing events with amateurs and pros. And then all of a sudden now you've got more sparring. I can tell you that when Art and I was little, it wasn't nothing to have 300 fights, was it? And you might have done things like what we've done today 100 times. You may go to somebody else's gym and fought several tough guys in a gym and not had a show. But that's kind of the day that we're trying to bring back, is get the interest involved, getting ladies involved. Ladies are a big deal to me right now. I have over 10 ladies in my class, and out of the 10 that are there for just fitness, they are also, I've got like 4 of them that are interested in boxing. And that's a goal that I want to achieve. David.
I have a question for you guys right there. I'm sure you guys are familiar with cutting weight. What do you guys eat through a daily basis? Angel, Rocky, you know the fighters? What do you guys eat?
Well, you gotta stay healthy, man.
Yeah. Like, what kind of food?
I mean, you're a fighter, you should know what kind of food you eat.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, I kind of want to learn different stuff.
Well, I just try to cut down a little bit more on, junk food and hamburgers, pizza. I try to cut all that away, maybe like a month before the fight, and just try to eat right and a lot of cardio.
I got to say something about that cutting weight, learn how to eat. Everybody in this world struggles with cutting weight, and especially that's something that you on your own you got to learn. Even for myself or anybody, you don't even got to be a fighter. You got to learn. You got to invent a new person. Teach yourself what's good and what's healthy. And that's what you got to teach yourself. And once you learn that all the health food is good for you, and you get the same fullness of a hamburger, pizza, or everything else, it's a struggle every day. Every day in life is struggle for anybody, any athlete, to cut weight, to stay in shape. So you're not just fighting to stay in shape, you're fighting every food that's out there that we all want. We all love to eat.
It requires a lot of discipline, right?
That's right, a lot of discipline.
I'd like to stop the press conference for a second and invite somebody up here that didn't come up here. Shane, you need to come up here.